Is that too long?
Yep. What's up? What's up? We are live. What's up? We're a couple minutes. I said 9, but we gotta push to 9:30, getting some things handled and done over here. But we are live and booming. Let's go, let's go. Hey, Marriage Monday, what's up? What y'all doing tonight? What y'all doing tonight? What's up? What's up? What's up? But Facebook, Instagram. Let me make sure. You know, I gotta put the bats up because look at that. Ooh. What's up? What's up? Tap in. Where y'all chiming in from? Where y'all chiming in from? What city? What state? What's up? Why is this not working? I'm not understanding. There it goes. Hey. So for some of y'all, you have a title. For some of you don't. Because tonight it was like, what are we going to title this? Because I really wanted to get into this conversation from the beginning, but we've been doing a whole bunch of other stuff. But before I get into that, I do not own the rights to this music. We do not own the rights to this music, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anything, anybody, anyone. We do not own the rights to this music, but definitely tap in with us. We are going to talk an incredible conversation. It's going to be so good. I'm going to have my notes. And what do y'all think? How do y'all feel about this? We don't own the rights to this music. We don't own the rights to this music. But in regards, wait for Mr. Barker to come through. I don't know where he went. But let me first and foremost, we are still here doing the thing. Ooh, he is still there, cozy, wozy, hanging out for my family on Instagram. He is still here, very chilling, very comfortable. I think he's too comfortable, y'all. Because it's like, okay, brother man, when are you coming out? We are going into 39 weeks. Come through 39. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And this girl has been already looking online for her workout clothes, some workout gear. I am ready. And like some shakes and some different things for meal planning. So that'll be another conversation, especially for like a ladies' night, for like the post baby, right? Delivery and weight loss and all the beautifulness. You know, I'm actually really excited and a different type of motivation to like really go back into a healthy weight. Healthy weight. So, but yes, I'm excited, guys. Let's tap in. I'm gonna give y'all a couple more seconds to get some people on where y'all tapping in from. If you want to say y'all like the hairdo today, just put it up. The cray cray. What for my people that are on or watching the replay, what do y'all think, or how do you even feel about this topic, especially for my women? What you got going on? What is happening? Babe, all those shirts is Mr. Chef man over here.
Really?
Chef man over
You
here.
got jokes today.
I always do, don't I? Here, move back a little bit.
You know who the comedian is?
Really?
What we got? You give me some room?
I got you. Look, you're the only one on the camera.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
This heartburn is no joke tonight. Well, the last couple of days, this heartburn has been like for real. And I just had some chicken. I didn't even have no beans. Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like I look retarded or something?
Oh, you say you got some chicken?
I just had some chicken, so I didn't think that would give me heartburn. I didn't have the beans because that's what messed me up yesterday.
Maybe it's something else.
What? It's what could it be? The D? We talking about it.
How y'all doing today?
Look back, babe. You like all up in it. See, there it goes. In this way.
Right.
Not too chilling now. You're not in the car cruising.
Yes, I am.
I want to put a little bit of jam because I feel like we're too quiet and too much noise around this as ear hustlers tonight since we was doing some stuff with the boys. But anyways, how you feeling, Barker?
I'm feeling good. How about
You
you?
feeling good, looking good, smelling good?
Explain this topic that you got going on. You came up with this elaborate topic.
So ain't nothing to explain. It's just like
What is the topic?
we are in a phase pregnancy. The people know at 39 weeks, won't he do it? How do you feel about that? We'll be 39 weeks tomorrow.
Feel awesome.
Do
First
you?
time.
I'm glad you feel awesome.
Yes. Yeah, awesome.
What else?
First time experiencing it.
How you like it?
It's a blessing.
I haven't been too bad. Brandon said the other night, he said, "Man, I can't wait for the baby to come out." I was like, that was not nice. Why do I feel like it's so quiet tonight?
You know why?
Why?
Because people are from spring break, and spring break is over. Well, in the South.
So what that
Yeah.
mean?
So
The neighborhood is quiet.
the whole neighborhood is quiet.
Everybody
shut
sleep.
down.
They got the kids in bed. But anyways, so back to my topic for tonight, y'all, because I'm not gonna be a whole hour tonight. We're not gonna do that. It's already 9:40. So okay, so you guys know the journey, 39 weeks this week, baby's coming. It's been amazing, it's been not amazing, it's been beautiful, not beautiful, the real deal. I'm gonna do a ladies talk, we'll get into that. And then I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day, and I was like, I really would like to discuss the level of intimacy when it comes to this and pregnancy, like pregnancy and that, because people don't talk about it. And it's still like happening. Hello, obviously that's how we got here. I would hope, unless I don't know, maybe it's not happening for you. But that's why I'm going to talk about it. And then yeah, maybe. And then at first it was gonna be like a ladies talk, but then I'm like, you know what? No, this needs to be a marriage topic with my spouse because he can also chime in on how he feels about it and like his role and thoughts. So go ahead. What you think first before I jump in?
As far as just having sex at 39 weeks, or
well, it doesn't have to be exactly 39 weeks, Brandon. Just in general, the pregnancy. Okay, so so let me say what I wrote down first. The first thing that I thought about when I was
kick this off, please.
The first thing I thought, well, one of the first things I thought was, is this even a topic during pregnancy?
Have sex.
Yeah, like, do you even discuss it? Is it happening? Is it not? Do you want to? Do you not?
I think it really depends on how the female's feeling, because some females might be in that point where they don't want to be touched or bothered with, when they don't feel,
Which can happen, because I know I like this little, you see this little flipper hair, it looks cute. I like it. Which can happen. There's been times, and I wrote it on here, hormones, they're on and off. There's times, there's times that even though you guys know I'd be thinking my husband's so fine, there's times that I'd be like, don't touch me. Get away. I don't want it. I don't want you. Go over there. And Brandon be like, he thinks I'm playing you. He'll be like, no, come here. He'll try to be like, no, do not. And then he gets on my nerves. And I'm like, dude, I'm not in the mood to even be playing. Jesus, say hi. So besides that, one of the things I put too is feeling, like you just mentioned, how the woman feels, right?
right.
So at which part do you kind of get into when it comes to the thing I put was feeling sexy? This can be difficult for some women because at the beginning of the pregnancy, you're not showing too much, so you're like, whatever, we still turned up. For some people, because I know for me, I was still being careful because I wanted to get to a certain part in the pregnancy that we're good. You ladies know you want to get to the, the 12, 13 weeks to get to that point that you're kind of like on a safe zone, so you're not like like extra with it. You know what I mean? How do you feel at the beginning when you first find out, when you're like 3, 4 months
I
as a
think
man?
I think everything's cool until like the baby bump really starts showing. You know what I mean? That's just me personally, you know what I mean?
I put that for you too.
And I think like at first, it's unrecognized, but then when you know that things can't happen like they used to,
Like what? Let's just elaborate on what things can't happen or can happen like they used to. Because I
just
actually wrote that.
just the movement and with the intimacy, and now you gotta be a little bit more careful and about everything. So, and then like I said before, the baby bumps really start to show.
What is really show though? Because you can have a little bump, you can have a medium, you could be, you could be 6 months, you could be 8 months. Like, what do you mean?
Where it's like it's out there, you know it. You know what I'm saying? It's right there, the baby's
Is it a turn off? Can it be a turn off?
it can be a turn off.
Why is that?
Well, different men like different things. Some, far as some men, they might not like their woman gaining that type of weight. Even though it's pregnancy weight,
Yeah.
they might not want them to gain that type of weight and they're used to a particular size woman.
Well, I'm grateful.
Which you are before you got, saying pregnant.
I'm glad that so with Brandon, he thinks I look really like cute pregnant. He's always like, I don't know about this big because we haven't gotten. How do you feel about me look this big? Do I still look cute to you?
Yeah.
No, you could be honest. Like, well,
Cute.
I don't know why, but
Attitude ain't cute, but she cute.
it's not always, okay? It's not always
Put that one in there.
Anyways, and
You
so
had
that's the
bring
thing
out
with
some
B.
comedian
That's the
stuff
thing with B.
there.
He always be like, "You're so cute, pregnant. You're so sexy. You're this, you're that." So it's not too bad. But however, speaking about like bigger bumps and stuff, for me, when I got to a certain point, that I felt the bump coming out more, and this is like further in, and certain moves you could kind of like, for me, because Brandon has talked about like sexiness and lingeries and things like that. So for me, in my mind, and it's a mind thing too for ladies, I think, because I could feel like the most baddest chick before pregnancy, and then all of a sudden hormones and depression or something hits you differently.
Right.
So there was a point that I wasn't comfortable with like a certain type of sexy lingerie. And I'm grateful. I already had one that kind of like covers the belly and it was cute at the top. Y'all ladies know what I'm talking about, hopefully. So I put that.
Called like a necklace. Maybe.
What is that?
I think I'm just saying something.
Yeah, what is that? What does that word mean though?
I think it's something like that.
What the type?
Yeah.
For me or the type of outfit?
The type of outfit. I think that's what it is.
We need to look that word up, so I don't even know what that is. But I'm grateful that I'm grateful that I did have that type that we like. I don't really use it, but for this, I was like, oh, this is perfect because it kind of covered the belly and I felt just more comfortable. But I don't even think you cared. You probably couldn't tell the difference because it actually covered my belly.
Yeah.
So you were kind of like,
it helped out. It helped out.
Why are you so serious tonight?
Because
what? It's okay. You better let loose. You need a shot or something?
No, this is a little wild topic. If you can. No,
it's interesting. I think it's really good to discuss, to be open about it with marriage.
Yeah.
Because what if one partner lacks the hormones for this, and it can be causing a hinder in the marriage?
Yeah, it can be.
And what if we're not discussing it? Like, what if I'm just like sad, depressed, feel horrible? Because there's pregnancies, and I'm grateful, I don't go too deep into it, But I've heard of real deep depression during pregnancy,
Well, it's kind of that thing where you talk about like women that don't usually um be sexually active with the intimacy with their husband.
before.
Not as often.
So now this makes it worse.
Well, no, it's just also for a man on the reverse flip, it's probably those nights that your wife don't feel like doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in that mind state of how your wife, if that's not like now the baby bump is messing with you and all this type of stuff, then maybe you got to do that sacrifice that she did when she didn't want to have sex. You
That's
know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
one.
Now it's your turn to sacrifice and say, you know what, let me make her happy,
Yeah.
and let me please her.
And what about the opposite though? What if it's just like a drought for both, like for the whole, like most pregnant? Because it happens. Like you're not feeling it because if she ain't cute, she not looking, and it's a mind thing.
Uh-huh.
Because for men, I know the mind is a big deal when it comes to getting, I like to say monstrous in the scenario. Is that what I use? That's the word I be using? Monstrous, right? Is it, babe? It is, right?
Right.
Monstrous. I said the other day,
Yeah.
so remember? Okay. And then what if for the female, like Brandon was saying, if the hormones are just way off? Like you were already off before, now it's like 10 times worse because that's just what happens. So do you just both of you kind of go the whole time? Because I know eventually someone like you gonna want some eventually.
I feel that, it's a mutual agreement
Mm-hmm.
on, what I'm saying, things that's going down. Um, this is very, very difficult as far as like, if you're both going that way, and especially if he wasn't that much intimate before
Yeah,
then,
it can get harder.
it can get harder. And the situation really can be like, maybe you can find other ways to entertain it,
Down on my notes.
you know.
Other ways, other things to do. What about, because I have on there like feeling sexy, right? Like I was saying about the lingerie, different things, because it happens. Like even with, I'm real with it. Like, I was kind of like, man, I'm kind of getting big. I'm getting to a point. Of course, they're like, it's a baby, it's your belly, whatever, but still, you still have feelings and doing certain things. Now, is there ways that the husband can help? Oh, I just hit 30. Uh-oh. Is there ways that the husband can help the wife feeling sexy and not feeling like bad or embarrassed or I just can't do this or just not good about herself?
I think just by rubbing her, showing her love, um, doing those rubs that she love, or that helps her, just doing things around that.
Even with the mood swings, because I have that on here too. Because, like you just said, I'm not the nicest all the time.
Yeah,
But
so sometimes you just let it hit you a couple times, and
just like, okay, whatever, just
yeah,
here you go.
just deal with it. You know what I mean? It's nothing biggie. You know what she going through, so it is what it is. I feel like that though, by just rubbing and touching.
What about words though? I
But
think
it is
affirmations is a big deal.
it is the words is a big deal, but the touching, like I said, you got to be careful with that, because it could be those days that she want to get hugged and she want to get rubbed and she want to get kissed, and then it could be those days where she don't want none of that stuff, and you're like, okay, so what do I do now?
Yeah, which is good, which is, I think, why it's important to have that open communication. Because like I said, there's times that I was like, I don't even want that. Honestly, there was even scenarios where I just was like, I'm good, period. Like nothing, like go over there. Don't even, I don't even, you know what? I don't even want none. Like I'm straight. Like just give me tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Especially like you might be tired. Like
Right.
me. There was a couple journey times, periods that you ladies know you were just so tired.
Drain.
Like there would be times that I would pass out at 8, 9 o'clock. And Brandon's like, yo, you was out. Like, I couldn't even come in and try to say what's up. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. I was just out. But then there's other times that I'm restless, I'm up, and I'm like doing the most, and probably when my attitude is probably not the greatest. But it's good to have that open. So I think this is also a big tester of how is the communication gonna grow or get worse
Right.
in the marriage, and then do you guys come together? Not just, of course, doing the, what you gotta do, but like just intimately, like you said, what if it's just, okay, just rub me one night, which can be a lead for like the next day. Cause we might just be so tired that it's just like, you know what, just rub me. And then I'm going to sleep. And then maybe the next day I might be like, okay, cool. That was kind of like a good starter. Like, let's get it popping.
And I think with this, like during the pregnancy time, this is just when you have those intimate moments when like it just happens.
Yeah.
Nothing kind of really builds up to it. That's
good
just
too.
me. I think that it just happens, something kind of like leads up, or you're not doing as much, you can do foreplay,
Planning.
but you're not planning as much. It just happens, it might be like sleep, somebody wakes up and all right.
And,
You know what
and
I'm
I think that's
saying?
with the hormones part too. Because I know there's, situations that hormones are just flaring one day, and it's just like you said, like, okay, like we don't have to necessarily always put on here, go to the extreme of are we super uh doing like the date night, the setup, the planning,
Right.
the foreplay, the nasty talk, the this, the that, or is it just boom? But then, like you said, you gotta also be careful because it might be that day that I'm just like, you just not gonna do no foreplay. Like you just gonna use me and abuse me. Like, just here you go, right there. And it's happened. Like I like you gotta talk to your partner though. So I think the biggest deal when it comes to this topic is really key on communication. Really key on how you make each other feel. Because it's not just about me. It's not just about me, it's also about it's also about, for my wives, so, pregnant, it's not just about us, it's also about your husband. How's he feeling? Is he feeling tired, neglected? Because some hormones go to him, especially with B. Like, especially when you're so connected with each other, he feels what I feel. There, like at the beginning, he was sleeping all the time. And I was like, dude, like, why you sleep? Like, what are you doing? And it would be a scenario where it's like, okay, so can I get some? Or like, you're just gonna go sleep again? And then it would be vice versa, so it's big on the intimacy, the communication, the levels of where your relationship is, and how you both kind of are doing this journey as a team. What else I discussed, I put on my notes. Y'all know I got my notes. So I want to discuss this. I think this is real important. Date nights. Like, are you still dating each other?
And that's another thing right there. You can get to that point, well, as long as you're still in that point of where you're still dating each other. And like I said, it's been times where we went to like a nice little lounge.
Before you're super big.
Right, before you're big. Still, was able to have a good time at the end of the night, be intimate with each other. Just have that alone time with each other.
And that's a big deal that you mentioned that, because I really, it's hard when you see a couple like, oh, we're pregnant, and then it feels like everything is dead because now you're pregnant, the baby's growing, you have a belly, you're tired, your hormones, your mood, you're this, you're that, and everybody's like, you're going out, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and it's like you're still human.
Right.
Like you still can, like I was going, I think what, 6 months we were still kind of lounging, 7, not huge. But I was still, even like not too recently, but put on something cute. Put on a sexy, like, oh, let's go to
And I think that's really important with like far as women and their self-esteem, far as being pregnant, is to always remind yourself about being cute. Even when we went out of town.
Even if you don't feel cute at the moment.
Right. And we went on vacation to DR while you was pregnant, and you still wore your bathing suit, and it was
Bikini on top of that.
it was bikini, and there was other pregnant women out there that had their bikinis on and stuff like that, and bathing suit. And I guess, you still gotta
The
feel good,
heels.
and you still gotta look cute. And don't get to the point where you let yourself go.
And yeah, because like you said, that helps bring the confidence and boost you up. That helps keep you going, because I know like there was days that, of course you wake up tired, you wake up sluggish, you might be like, oh, I'm not in the mood today. Like real feelings are real feelings. Like I might be semi-depressed for a day or two because that's just the hormone part. I don't know, might be angry, upset, whatever. And I do notice the difference when I'm just like, don't care, sweatpants, shirt, it might be a pajama for the day, for the afternoon. And I'm just like, blah, 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 down compared to at least change the shirt and put the hair up. And even if you're going to fix yourself up for, if it, Friday or Saturday, or, especially for me, I'm at home. So it's a real mental thing.
Yeah, because, far as on a man aspect, you don't want us as husbands to look at like, dang, this baby taking that much of a toll on her. Where
Can she handle this, or what's going
wanna
on?
get cute, like, she don't want to do
And but it's not
nothing.
always though.
No, it's not always. But it's like you can't let it be consistent,
Yeah, because it could really play a
because then
toll.
that's gonna turn off your husband. Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I know she's pregnant and stuff, but she just don't care no more. You know what I mean?
Now, it's one thing to and it's not always. Don't get it twisted. And we're not saying always look fly and every day. No, like no. There's times that you just kind of get up and you're, especially like, well, I remember like I think it was last weekend that it was raining all day, like literally night, morning, the whole day. And I was like, I'm gonna have this comfortable like pajama long shirt and we're chilling. And that's it. Like I told Brandon, I said, I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to deal with nobody. Should we do this? Should we do that? And I was like, no, like we don't have to do any of that. We could just go pick up some food and we could just do movies and I could take my naps and you and the kids could figure it out. And I'm grateful because that's what happened. He was able to spend time with the boys, kind of do some games, and I stayed in my area I let the boys know too. I know it's not the best, but they're older and they understand, like, listen, guys, and he'll tell them, mommy's tired, the baby's growing. I just get away. just give mommy some time and I'll go in the bathroom, do my facial. And I think this is needed, the self-care for the pregnant wife, because eventually that's going to be done. Like you ladies know, once the baby is here, daddy's going to be asleep. So is the brothers. Not to say he doesn't help, but Brandon's not going to be breastfeeding the baby. It's me. So, and yes, I'm going to pump and he's going to help me like we've done it before. We take turns, but realistically, I can't just check out when the baby, especially at the first, couple of weeks. I can't just be like, oh, too bad. I'm taking my self-care day. Have a nice one. That just doesn't happen as a mom of a newborn. So that's important with that. So date nights, pregnancy, still keeping it like spicy, even if pregnancy is happening for the ladies. And then for the husbands. What if I'm down? What do you think with that when it comes to that role?
I think you gotta continue to keep doing activities. Like honestly, like what we did during this time was we took a lot of walks in the park.
Yeah.
And we had some conversation during walking on how you're feeling, how things are going. We talk about the baby. But those walks in the park, holding hands while you walk in the park, you know what I mean?
Even walking up the block.
Yeah, I don't know, this baby, you had a lot of different, leg cramps and pains and
man,
everything like that. So just trying to get that circulation going. And
I got a couple rubs in, I told B, and and listen, ladies, it's okay to be honest with your spouse. Maybe y'all won't be as honest as me because I'm a little, like he says, I'm a little attitude meanie, but it is what it is. I try the best that I can, but it's still being realistic. Like, hey, because remember, they don't know. Because Brandon literally will be like, "What do you need me to do? What can I do? Tell me." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Isn't it obvious? My leg hurts. Rub my leg." And he's like, "No, I don't know." And I'm like, "How do you not know? Like I'm telling you, my leg hurts." And I guess for men, they don't understand fully. Like he just said, what if she doesn't want to get touched today?
Well, it's not that. It's like, okay, your leg hurt. What part of your leg is it? Thigh? Is it
Oh
the
yeah.
calf?
He told me that one day. I
What
said
is
the
it?
whole leg. I said my toes to my head. How about that leg? Them legs. Like it don't even matter. Like it was to the point because I didn't know I think that was before the compression socks. So I wasn't I don't know why I didn't think of it. I wasn't sure. But my legs were just so this pain and sore. And I was like, I don't even care what you do to my legs, dude. Like just do the whole leg. Like it doesn't matter. But it's okay to sometimes give them the direction, like tell them, navigate them, not always expecting situation. Even if you gotta tell them all the time, like, hey, it's okay to rub me. I'm here. Can you rub me? Even if you know what I'm saying? Like it's an argument every now and then, but still remind them, tell them. The other thing I wrote down, which I know this is gonna be an interesting one. Oh, I just cracked all over when I moved. The interesting one is positions with pregnancy.
Sexual position.
Yes, like, are you comfortable? Are you not? Which way? Which one's okay? Which one's not? Like, how do you, as the man, because it's not like the before, and we talked about that. Like, and that's the thing, guys. You can also, again, honesty, tell you, and it's not in a bad way. We talk about this often. Oh, that was horrible. We talk about this often. No, that was really bad. We talk about this often. It's okay to let your spouse know, like, I miss the old us. It's okay. And to top it even off, it's okay to tell your spouse, man, I can't wait for us to go back to the dirty, dirty, like the for real deal, not having to be like careful here, do this or not that, or, especially for us actually going into a third trimester and still being able to be intimate because we've never been here. It's different. Like I told Brandon, I was like, dude, this is so weird. Like we need to I'm about to be like over this. Like, what are we doing?
It's more of
That was funny though.
a caution factor, with, as far as on my aspect, I feel like you're more just cautious on just, being,
It's in their mind.
yeah, but still, you just being cautious at that
It's in the
time.
mind because it's so funny, like especially for us women. And this is what I told Brandon the other day, because when you're at a certain stage, you see so much movement in the baby, right? And it's so different and so weird and strange. And for me, like I remember I wanted to like make him feel better too. So I was like, let's get like a cover or something, because imagine how it is. And this is so like for real, like what is it, TMI or something? TMI. Imagine like you are trying to be intimate with your spouse and maybe your foreplay kiss here, kiss there, whatever, and then you feel a kick.
The baby just start
Or he
moving.
just starts having a party, and or like you're close to your spouse and now he's like, oh, I just felt the baby. And so it got to a point that I was like, we're just not gonna talk about it. Like I don't even want to. I didn't. I'm not even saying it. And I got the cover because I'm like, I knew in his mind, because it's a mind thing for the man. If he is in his zone and sees a whole human moving in my belly, it might throw him off. You know what I'm saying? And this is just real talk. This is why I wanted to talk about this, because this is real scenarios. And he didn't even know. that's how much you gotta do what you gotta do. Cause I know in the scenario, you probably would have been like, that's a whole baby moving. Like, we need to like,
I can't be watching this.
yeah, like we probably stop. Like, yo, we're
Yeah.
not doing this, you know? And then especially as you get bigger, like towards the end, like we are, you feel like I know Brandon the other day was like, oh, I'm about to go say hi to the baby's head. And I was like, Brandon, because they know now the baby's down and this. And I was like, I was laughing though, because it's really not that, but it feels different. It's awkward. And it's to a certain point that you can tell your spouse. Like I told Brandon, like, man, I don't even think I'm cool with this. It feels just different. Just a weird scenario.
And then, you gotta think about it. It's also how you're gonna conceive the baby too. So,
Mhm.
You wanna talk about that?
Being nervous. Listen, because it's again, we haven't been here. This is different. There's different things.
You talking about,
I was
like,
nervous about like, what if my water breaks, or what if what is it, cause labor to start, because
Yeah.
we're so far in, and my doctor's like, oh, you'll be fine. So it does get kind of like, is this okay? Is this not,
And then you gotta think about, the 6-week heal process.
So you gotta try to get it in as much as you can, in a sense, in a comfortable way, because once the baby is out, y'all already know the 6-week rule for some people.
Well, some people.
Some people be like, man, I'm about to
It's
get this
natural.
pop
If
in
it's
3-4
natural.
weeks and get pregnant again. And then it's like, what y'all was
If
doing?
it's a natural birth.
Well, they say you still should wait 6 weeks. But natural people be like, man, 2 weeks and I'm good.
And
You
then,
know?
you don't wanna mess around
And get pregnant?
right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's right. We getting it. Listen, we about to get these things tied up. Anyways, so I put that. So I put like the importance of positions and how you handle each other, how you love one another. And this is like one of the final like extra VIP TMI conversations, which is probably why some people are like, what are they talking about? But what about like toys, or what about oral, or what about other outlets that you can't? Why are you looking at me like that? That you can go to with your spouse if you're open to it. Because again, if the communication isn't there, but what if you do want something, you don't feel comfortable now as a female, or even as the man, do you go other ways to get it handled, like toys or a oral or things like that? And it's funny because my doctor, I tell what the doctor said. My doctor, he's hilarious. He's from up north. I love him. He said, you can have sex, there's no intercourse. And I was cracking up. I was like, let me find out my doctor a freak. But this is being intimate with your spouse for some people. Do you talk about this? Do you not? So I wrote that down too, being a close, open conversation. Depending on how y'all feel. What else, babe? Because you also get hormones, you get moods, you get, like, I know I put stress, like stress can affect the husband, the provider idea on your shoulders, the anxiety, like, oh, especially at the beginning.
Well,
Mm.
don't want to do that.
Won't
But
you do it?
Yeah, that's one of them things, like, especially with me, don't do it. Look, I got her.
But that happens more at the beginning though.
Well, see, the thing is, I think when you both like hold off, you build that urge,
Mhm.
and eventually something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, especially like, I was working on a contract, a while back. So then, I was
Gone.
and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, when I get back, we need to, handle some needs. And,
Get it popping.
and you had some needs that need to be met. So, what I mean? You got to meet those needs. That's one thing you got to do. During the pregnancy, you got to that point, she's pregnant for some reason, so you still got to continue to meet those needs.
If you're there, which I think, honestly, for me personally, I don't think if you were or weren't into it, because hormones are hormones. So I do believe that somewhere in the 9 months, 40 weeks span,
Needs gotta be met.
something, somewhere, one of those 40 something weeks, you wanted something. Like, I don't want to hear somebody, I didn't want none the whole pregnancy. I wasn't like that. I didn't like it. I this, I that. The thought came to the mind. It's just human. It's just life. It's just hormonal.
But
It
if you
just is
was
what
in
it
that
is.
good space with your
Well, I'm
spouse,
pretty sure you are. There's toys,
and well, this is the thing.
and if you don't use toys,
some people
then
don't use toys.
you got hands.
And
Like, what are
then-
we doing?
Then if you're not in that space, you know, that can also, you know, I'm not saying like
Alter the situation.
yeah, everything is happening for a reason. So during that reason it happened, like, oh, I didn't mean to get pregnant, but you did. Okay. And but you and your husband or your spouse is not on the right page. Now, where do you go from there? Do they continue to be faithful because y'all wasn't on the right page?
Yeah, well, so that's the hard part, because I've heard of marriages that they don't get none for months.
And
I don't know about 9 months, but maybe 6.
And now that something that occurred, as far as y'all got a baby on the way, then y'all wasn't in a good space before. Where you at in that space now, and then do you allow the enemy to come and invade that space even more by the separation?
And do you get a pass? Because
yeah,
I don't say he does. I'm just saying some marriages might overlook it. So I've talked to wives that they know their spouse have affairs and they overlook it for certain scenarios. It is what it is. And I'm not saying they're pregnant, but just in general. Why you say like that? Just in general, right? But anyways, so that's a good point as far as like the both intimacy, the different things you can do to help each other out, to talk about these things. And it's okay to just sometimes do what you gotta do. Like that's what it is. Like, just Brandon knows sometimes I just be like, yo, I just do not just give it, just pull out. That's it. Like, won't even need nothing. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. Let me just get mine. And it's okay, right? For some people, or even for the spouse. Because I honestly believe that a man is a man. And I know this sounds probably really bad for the men out there, but realistically, we also have to be real. Like, there's scenarios where men just want to get their nut, like, keep it moving. And some women don't want to hear it. Some wives don't like that's the fact. But it's realistic, in the best terms to put it. And sometimes as a spouse, you gotta handle what you gotta handle. Like Brandon said, like we help each other, we meet each other's needs, and with love though. And that's another big deal. That's another big point that I wanted to say for this is all this is with love. Like, I know it's hard for some people to fathom that, but this is your spouse. This is the person you love, you marry, you're in love, you want the family, the kids. You should not feel offended and I know there's days as a woman, you have hormones, so you might be like, oh, I feel horrible. I get it. But long term in real life, why would your spouse really want to do all these bad things or make you feel certain ways, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying it like that.
I'm totally agreeing.
I would hope so. I would hope you wouldn't just not do it with love.
Yeah, but like I said, at the same time, those needs got to be met on both terms. Everybody got to have their needs met. They got to meet their needs as far as sexually during that time of pregnancy. So
right, and it depends too on the wife. Some ones are okay with it, some ones are not. Like, I know, like with like my situation, I'll be like, nah, you don't need to do nothing but me. No hands, no nothing extra, no sides, no. I'm right here. God put me here for you to be your helper. I'm your partner for a reason, right? But that's not everyone. You know what I mean? Whew, man, So excited. What else?
That's it.
That's
That's all I
it.
have.
Because y'all not saying nothing else on this
This,
topic.
yeah, this was a really
Interesting. Keep it, be
yeah,
honest, be real.
this was
Especially for the women.
this was an interesting topic. I didn't honestly, I didn't know you was gonna bring this,
Deepness.
yeah, with the topic.
You gotta
that
get
you
deep. That's the whole
came
point.
with. But yeah,
You gotta get deep. That's how it started. You got deep, and this is where we at.
baffled.
But I have my list because this is for real. Like, when I was talking to my homegirl about it, she was like, "Man, that's so good because we don't talk about these
Yeah,
things."
this is the conversation that we really don't talk about. But we gotta have these type of
To
conversations.
your spouse, to the general, to your friends, to your close ones. Like, it's important to bring this up because the last thing you want, and I'm not saying it's okay, but the last thing you want is for an affair to happen, and to put the cherry on top, for the affair to happen and your spouse gets someone else pregnant at the same time. Because we've seen it. Like 2 baby mamas at the same time.
Yeah.
I told you I don't play that. Like, all pregnancies, we're not gonna do that. Like, period. So it's real. There's been scenarios, like, for real. And I'm not saying it's okay and it's acceptable, but things happen. So that's really kind of a basic of the situation. And trust me, it's gonna get better after this because we're gonna talk about sex and marriage, not sex and pregnancy, because y'all need to get over the fears of talking about getting some, talking about this oral business, and forget saying oral. Y'all know what it is when it talks about getting some head and keeping it moving, and getting your nut and all that fun stuff. The Lord made this good for you and your spouse. It's okay to discuss it. It's so funny how people get when you're like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about sex." Like, yes, this is your spouse. Right. You should be able to talk about getting down and dirty. Like, this is who you're getting down and dirty with. If you're not, that's why we got to talk about it, because maybe it's lacking. And what if your spouse wants it and you don't even realize it? Or living a double life. This guy, he's living it. So, but that was it. If you have any comments, I see some people chiming on. Comments, thoughts, concerns. You're open about it. You're not. Definitely bring it up. The next call will be Wednesday, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Wednesday.
We'll see where we're at. The next couple of days are going to be interesting because, baby Barker is doing some interesting things, and we're just seeing where it takes us.
Right.
Where the activity takes us. Because
stand by.
39 weeks is close to some, I don't know how to explain it, some happening. And I really don't want contractions, y'all. I really don't. I'm really scared for contractions. I don't like them. They're here. They hurt. But, I've been praying to God and he likes to answer prayers. So we'll see what's going on. If not, by the weekend, baby will be here. Yay. So, what else? Done?
Yeah, that's it.
You're kind of quiet tonight.
Yeah. Like,
are we really talking about this? Are you serious?
Yeah, digesting the whole thing.
Like, is it not turning you on? Is it like, damn, I'm not gonna guess it for a minute because it is.
No.
Well, you better change your mind because we got a couple of days left, buddy.
Just digesting it.
You're gonna see the replay. People are gonna watch it. We're gonna share it. It's gonna go viral one day. They're gonna be like, I can't believe she really talked about this live in public. Yes, I did. And the funnier part was, I don't even talk about this, but excuse me, getting prepared, like shaving. You know what I'm saying? Like pregnant, like what did you say? They need to have what is it? A wax for like pregnancy stuff, pregnancy women, because trying to get to certain places with certain things in the way is hard. Like I told Brandon, like, you need to come help me, brother. Like, what you doing? Help us out. And if not, then deal with the consequence, because you still got to do what you got to do and just go through it. So life in the world of the Barkers. Oh my God. That's why we're the best. Just being honest, it is what it is. That's it.
Yes.
You don't want me
Lovely.
nothing else to go into
Yeah.
because it'll be like too much. And this boy is doing the most,
Telling you.
telling me to be quiet because daddy's not feeling it. So you want to pray us out? I'm gonna be quick, snap in a hurry. Father God, bow your heads, please. Father God, thank you for this amazing call. Thank you for my amazing husband chiming in tonight, discussing sex and pregnancy and understanding. Thank you for today that we empowered marriages, that we empower others and grow in communication and love and intimacy. And that this is a great discussion with households and pregnancies and wives and husbands, that we continue to stay covered and protected. We have a great rest of the week, couple of days, and protected overnight. Cover us with your angels. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hopefully Wednesday Brandon will be more turned up.
Yeah.
We'll get a better, enjoyable topic for him so he can be back to his turned up type of mood, because he's kind of like in the background. Like, I should have just did a ladies' call tonight. But anyways, y'all have a blessed and beautiful night. Thank you. He gonna be like, you're not getting nothing today because you was tripping.
No, I'm not.
Good, because that doesn't happen. But anyways, see y'all.
Y'all have a good night.
Put some music or something. Mr. Barker's like, next subject. You're funny, babe.
Wow.
For the quiet man. See ya.